Global greetings, friends, and welcome to Let's Talk About It with Danelle Boyles. And I'm coming to you from the US. Today, I am bringing you a brief review of my most recently watched TEDx Talk by Sir Ken Robinson, and it is the Learning Revolution. And we're all about learning around here. But in this TEDx Talk that I'm bringing you today, the phrase "the learning revolution" is actually the core premise of Sir Ken Robinson's world famous 2010 TEDx talk, Bring On the Learning Revolution. And it's a powerful follow up to his recorded, record breaking talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity presentation. So he has a series of these talks that they all go hand in hand, and they lead into a particular thought process and understanding of how we're navigating through the changes that could and should have been taking place in education for some years now. But, he deeply expands on this exact topic, in his very definitive book, Creative Schools, the Grassroots Revolutions that's transforming education. And my mind is not wanting to cooperate with me today. I've had a migraine today, so you'll have to excuse me. I'm trying to recall my facts off my notes. But whether you are looking at his iconic talk or his written work, Robinson's critique of the educational system remains one of the most compelling arguments for human-centered reform that's ever been made. Robinson's core argument is that our current education systems are fundamentally broken. And this is because they are built on a mechanical and industrial model that is designed for the 19th century industrial revolution. And the fact that schools treat students like a factory product, that they are sorting them by batches, ages, standardized output, and through utilizing these high stakes testing processes, and the fact that they're prioritizing compliance over developing and building curiosity is where most of his talks are derived from. And the key points that he presents is that, the fact that schools are not evolving, and therefore it is containing the evolution of the human mind, because we're still using the same structured educational system. But instead of just reforming this outdated machine, Robinson calls for literally a total transformation. He argues that education shouldn't be mechanical and that it should be organic, pretty much like farmers cultivating a crop. An educator's job isn't to force a child to grow, but to create the optimal conditions that is just the right environment for their unique individuality, talents, and for their natural creative output to flourish and to be able to grow and expand on its own with a little bit of nurturing. He heavily champions that treating creativity with the same status as literacy and math, and pushing for higher personalized learning experiences that honors the diversity of different types of intelligence is a key component of the evolution of education. He delivered with his very signature British wit. If you watch his talk, you will see that he is quite a comedian. And, but with this, he carries a very profound empathy for individuals who are wanting to expand in education programs, but they can't quite reach that expansion because the creative mindset is being stifled through the mechanical operations of typical school systems. But anyway, I'm getting off task here a little bit, and this is one of those topics that I can talk quite a bit on, as I've been in education for over 25 years in all different forms and fashions. And it just serves that his inspiring manifesto is geared towards not just educators, but parents and policymakers and all individuals who contribute to what needs to be identified and adjusted or implemented in order to stop trying to fix an old system and instead to start building a brand new one, pretty much from the ground up. I would like to point out that some of the key highlight points from this talk are the fact that he discusses the industrial illusion. Modern schooling operates like an industrial factory floor, and that it has very much a value for compliance and standardized test scores and rigid schedules over like actual human capability. Um, Reform versus revolution, upgrading current systems, which, reforming, it is basically a dead end because the underlying architecture of the systems is faulty, and therefore there's a need for a systematic or systemic revolution that shifts the focus back to individual human potential. The organic agricultural model, or agriculture, excuse me, is that education is an organic system and not a mechanical one. Teachers are not factory workers, and you can kind of think of them as gardeners whose job is to cultivate the optimal, creative, hand-grown experience where students can develop and grow. And that linearly, it is a myth. Life and career path are not linear, yet schools seem to funnel everyone towards a narrative path of university to corporate life, which, if you actually stop and take a look around our world, you know that this is not necessarily what needs to be the main derivative of education and the output of one's educational career. Not everyone is going to go to college. Not everyone has to go to college. Having apprenticeships and certifications and bringing back light to the fact that individuals can be successful in life by following their actual interest, that it doesn't always lead to the university path or the corporate path. It leaves a lot of very highly creative individuals that are hands-on students that then go into hands-on jobs, feeling kind of empty and unintelligent because they are looked at as not following the path. But in the end, it comes down also to like a grassroots power. True educational change will not come from top-down government policy. The revolution is a grassroots movement, and it's happening right now everywhere, where innovative teachers choose to engage and inspire their students differently. And all in all, I feel like, not just personally but professionally, this is something that needs to be taken a look at from a serious point of view, from not just educators and policymakers, but from parents and caretakers and individuals who need to be pushing for a more organic experience in school that is going to teach more than just basic fundamentals to individuals and all throughout their school career, not just when they're pushed at the end of their high school career, where a lot of times technical schooling is offered, and even at that, it's not in very many places. Here, fortunately, in our school system, we have a very nice technical school that is a 2-year participatory school that individuals can apply to go to, and it expands their ability to see what might be in their interest professionally through hands-on or trade experiences. But still, even a lot of those classes lead to a university path. Some of them not. There's quite a few classes that you can go into just under apprenticeship, but not that's not available everywhere. And even though it's available here to all high school students, you have to apply, and there's only a certain number of students that are accepted into it. So anyway, that's my review for this TEDx talk. To experience this philosophy directly from the source, you should watch Bring On the Learning Revolution. And it delivers these very key principles with a lot of humor, empathy, and storytelling that makes Sir Ken Robinson famous. And you can go take a look at it on YouTube. But anyway, that is all for today. And as always, I thank you for joining us. I hope you take away some wonderful growth and expansion from our conversation. And remember to keep learning every day and expanding those minds, hearts, and horizons. And until next time, namaste. Take care.